viewers and let the public know that our gallery is always open. And just for anyone, if you're listening, probably give us a cue or something just to make sure our mics, I think the last meeting there was some issue with the audio, but I'm pretty sure that was on my microphone, so just want to make sure everybody can hear us loud and clear. In front of you is the agenda for meeting 1488. Are there any additions to the agenda?
I have one for finance.
Right.
The forklift purchase.
Okay, thank you. Note it. Moving on, the minutes for meeting 1487 are presented. Are there any errors or omissions? Hearing none, can I get a mover?
So moved.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Jones, seconded by Councillor Fitzgerald. Call for question. Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried, thank you. Moving on, business arising. Is there any business arising from the minutes? Hearing none, we shall move on to new business. Is there any new business to add tonight? Hearing none, we shall move on to correspondence. In front of you is short order tonight. Department of Tourism, Culture, Arts and Recreation is a grant for $2,500 for your information. Moving on to
I just want to say,
Lori.
The last meeting we had M&L Symposium, so I only had one counselor come back and say they wanted to go. So if anybody is, I think the hotels are starting to get booked up, so if you could let me know, please, as soon as possible, and I can get that booked for you.
All right, thank you for the reminder. At this time, we'll move on to reports. Finance, Councillor Freak, please.
Okay, Finance Committee met on March the 21st, and I want to thank Councillor Jones for stepping in with me, and Town Clerk Lori Humphreys. Item number 1, BNS Trucking, $23,504. This is for back pay on extra units per home to the contract. Item number 2, Spicer Facilitations for $6,928.98 for our strategic plan. Item number 3, Marine Contractors, $119,245 for Main Dam Road. Claim number 8, recommended approval. Item number 4, Government of Newfoundland, $50,774. This is our salt. Item number 5, ADC, $1,807. This is for the culvert design on Reed's Lane for our residents. We're looking to take care of some water down that way. Item number 6, Ridgeview Contracting for $1,380. The use of the Snake and the Auger, recommended approval. Item number 7, Anderson Engineering. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to put in item number, we're going to exclude number 7. We're going to put in item number 8. Do you need a separate motion for?
No, that was just.
Okay, so we got a quote for a forklift with 0% financing for $45,000. I make a motion to recommend this purchase. Now, we didn't confirm if we wanted to do 2440.
Not 45, 40,000.
40,000. 24 months or 36 months at 0%. We'll go 36 and we can pay it off sooner.
We can pay it out
Yeah.
for 3 years.
Okay. So I make a motion to accept the report 1 through 8, excluding number 7.
All right, thank you. Moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Deputy Mayor Jones. Just in the order of transparency, I just want to make sure that I'm not in conflict for number 5, which has been spoke about before. So I just
No.
okay, perfect. So we have a mover, seconder. All those in favor? Motion carried. Thank you. Call for question. I missed it first time in 4 years, almost. Call for question. Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried. Thank you. Councillor Freak counts. Oh, no.
Nope.
More
Item
next
number
one.
7, Anderson Engineering for $7,040. This is the industrial park tender. We recommend award the tender to Andersons.
All right, moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Deputy Mayor Jones. Call for question. Councillor Fitzgerald, please.
Yeah, this is a correction. This should be a request for proposals. This wasn't a tender. Just want to make sure there's clarification on that.
Okay.
Note it. Thank you. Any further comments, questions? Hearing none. All those in favor?
That's
Is
it.
it-
You're trying to keep me on the taps, but listen, we're all human. This does happen.
Bring them right up.
It's a collective sitting around the table. All those in favor? Motion carried. Thank you. Moving on to accounts payable.
Accounts payable, for your information, items number 1 through 31 for $26,207.53.
All right, moved by Counselor Freak, seconded by Deputy Mayor Jones. Call for question. Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried. Moving on to Public Works. Deputy Mayor Jones, please.
Okay, our meeting was held on March the 19th, 1 p.m. Myself, the Mayor Mike Green, Town Manager Jason Young, Superintendent Scotty Williams are presented in front of you. Number one, just update on pothole repairs. Crews are working on potholes. Most repairs this time of the year are temporary. Permanent solutions will take place later in the spring. Road capping, the committee has identified several sections of road in the community that may require road recapping, so Public Works will measure these areas and update in future report. We're going to cast on it and a recommendation. Number three, spring cleanup. Our town manager has been contacted with Western Waste Management to collaborate on the collection of bulk waste from the Public Works yard dropped off by residents as part of spring cleanup. The partnership will work quite well last year, so the dates for the drop-off of the bulk items at the depot is being finalized, will be presented at the next meeting for notification. And number four, the winter shift of Public Works is concluded on March 14th. This change allows crews to focus on potholes, infrastructure repairs and maintenance, etc. And number five, Luscious Lane groundwater issues. A resident has property brought forward concern regarding standing grounding water in the road right away of Luscious Lane. The Public Works will clean the catch basins in the area and develop a plan to connect the catch basin area in order to remove groundwater from the neighborhood. I move that we accept the committee minutes of Public Works from March 19th.
All right, thank you. Moved by Deputy Mayor Jones, seconded by Councillor Hines. Call for question. Councillor Fitzgerald.
Question with item number 5 there in the Luscious Lane groundwater. I see where Public Works is developing a plan. I thought we were going out for an RFP on this for a consultant. Where
Yeah.
are we with that?
Do you want to go ahead there, Dave?
I was in discussions with the engineering firm that was local bidder.
Mm.
They were waiting for spring top.
Okay.
Yeah, they're supposed to be here this week to start doing some surveys of the area and collecting that.
Okay. So
Yeah.
just confirming that plan is actually from a consultant. Okay.
Yeah, I should have included that. This would have included in the study once we get everything done.
Okay, no, perfect. Thank you.
All right, any further questions? I'll just speak to item number 1. It was fun to sit back on the Public Works Committee again. My favorite thing is not potholes, but they are very obvious and evident this time of year. I want to say thanks to the Public Works crew. They've been out doing as best as they can with the material that we're using, recycled asphalt, and the repairs seem to be holding up fairly good for this time of year. Reminder to public, if you notice any that pop up, because they are, and I'll say it straight out, like pimples, it can come up at any time, anywhere. And if you want to make us aware, if we're not aware, we're more than willing to adapt to record those. And the ones that are major, I spoke to the director today about getting the ones that are becoming craters on Main Street, so that's a problem area, but hoping they'll have those repaired as soon as possible as well. So again, I just want to say thank you to the crew. Any further questions, comments? Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried. Thank
you.
you. Moving on to Planning, Community Development, Corporate Services. Councillor Langdon, please.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I actually wasn't at the meeting there, but are you okay if I do the report there?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Planning, community planning and corporate development, corporate services committee met on March 20th, 2025. In attendance was Councillor Jones by phone, and I thank Councillor Fitzgerald for stepping in there as well. David Thomas, the Public Works Director, Jason Young, the Town Manager, Keith Park, Municipal Enforcement Officer, and Krista Jones, Administrative Assistant. Just an update as well, since 2025 so far, we have $192,500 in permits issued and improvements in our community. Item number 1, the permits. All have been action upon. 104 to 106 George Aaron Drive for siding windows, doors. Hummerview Drive for land development permit, 50 loads. 2 Gatehouse Road for metal roof, windows and doors, and 8 Commerce Street to replace existing signage and modernize building. And like I said, all those permits have been issued. Permit application for 12 to 15 Lakeside Drive, nightly rental unit. Advertising deadline was March 17th with no response. And then 17 4th Avenue, Advent Planner, advertised deadline for March 17th. There was also no responses, and we recommend approve both items. Number 7, Some Shocking Good Cafe on 8 Pennells Lane. It's a cafe deli in the town center zone, but listed as discretionary use. Advertised deadline was May 17th with no reply. Recommend approval pending service and L. Item number 8, Cozy Corner, 154 Nicholsville Road, nightly rental unit. Advertised was also March 17th. No response. Recommend approval. Item number 9, Dusty Mustache Creations, 6 Dr. D.D. McDonald. Workshop making home decor. Advertising deadline was March 21st with no response. Recommend approval. Item number 10 is Teacher's Aesthetic Sir Lincoln Cuisine on 53 South Main Street. Takeout. This space used to be occupied as the old Spud, and recommend approval pending service and L. So all of those have been recommended approval. And permit applications: 23 Hillside Drive, box storage building, rezoning sign and waiting to be registered. Recommend approval pending service and L. Item number 3 Chapel Hill Road, dining room and exterior remodel. Recommend approval pending service and L. 38 Reeds Lane, new storage unit. Recommend approval pending service and L. And 21 Old Bombay Road, extension on garage. Recommend approval pending service and L. And subdivision applications for Valley View Estates and Hummerview Drive, and for Nurture Frontier on Grace Avenue, subdivision application, and both those are for FYIs. And 2 other items there: notice of transfer of property ownership from update to include the requirements of up-to-date surveys to be included, and letter request form, compliance letter request form created for request compliance letters. Form includes the requirements of an update survey and real property reports, and we recommend approval of both of those, Mr. Mayor. Now will be pending the policies from later as well. So depending if those get passed. Make a motion to accept these minutes, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. Moved by Councillor Langdon, seconded by
So moved.
Councillor Fitzgerald. Call for question. Councillor Fitzgerald.
Just a quick comment, Mr. Mayor. Just to clarify, it should be Deputy Mayor Jones. This is on finance and on public works, so.
All right, good eye. Is that Lori? There's 2 grammatical errors.
That's all.
there, Just note.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, does that
All right.
affect this report law there?
No, it just needs to give him a clarification. Give him that bump up.
Oh, okay.
You know that huge raise he got.
I haven't got that yet, by the way. Don't dare say free taxes.
All right. Any further questions, comments? Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried. Thank you. Moving on to Arts, Recreation, and Culture. Councillor Fitzgerald, please.
Yeah, the Department of Arts, Recreation, and Culture met on March 19th. In attendance was Councillor Langdon. Thanks for stepping in. The Director of Recreation Community Services, Glenn Wiseman, and myself. So, number 1, advertising request for Schwartz's Park near the dog area, the dog park, I guess you want to call it. Request was made, placed for advertising at the dog park located at Schwartz's Park. The Recreation Committee believes that this advertising should be limited to areas where it's already displayed, such as the Recreation Center, so we recommend not to approve. Item number 2, this is due with Elwood High School. The town has been actively meeting with the schools about their grant that we've set aside for them throughout the last few years of budgeting. So the school has applied for an active NL grant to help cover the costs associated with the project of upgrading the sports field there. So they've requested the funds from us the same way. So the Recreation Committee believes this is a worthwhile project to enhance community access to the sports field and allow for hosting sporting events in conjunction with the Schwartz's Park soccer field as well. So upgrading the field will also benefit Elwood Elementary, Elwood High School, and Xavier Junior High. So the Recreation Committee recommends allocating the school grant money to support the Elwood High School initiative. Yes, we recommend approval on that. That's the only two items for recreation, so I ask that you accept the minutes of March 19th.
All
Thanks.
right, thank you. Moved by Councillor Fitzgerald, seconded by Councillor Langdon. Call for question. I just got one on item number 1, the advertising. Is that what was the ask there? Just
Ask was to put advertisement on near the dog park. It's a local person with a business that deals with animals. I can't remember if it was for boarding of animals or not.
okay.
It's just to the point that we kind of believe if we start advertising there, then next you know we're advertising in Joe's Butts for something, and every next you know we're all over the town with advertisements. So
Okay.
unless we had a distinctive area planned for Schwartz's Park, maybe that's an idea, but at this time, just to single out a certain area of the park, just because it's a proponent of that nature,
Gotcha.
could add to a lot of signage around our town, so.
Okay, and back to your note there, I guess with the reconstruction or the start of reconstruction, that's something that obviously could be looked at.
No, most
Yeah,
definitely.
placards.
It's just, at this time, we didn't think it would be,
Well, yeah, because
It would be-
technically you don't have a home base for it right now.
yeah.
It would be cool if that person or business would like to sponsor new signage at the new dog park. If we relocate that in a new spot on Swartz's Park, that you could kind of incorporate their business with signage as well, if they wanted to donate to.
I think that's where it led to in our comment there, like the rec center. We have standards in that area. and,
Right.
maybe moving forward with Schwartz's Park, because obviously we'd be looking for some sponsorships out there.
Sponsorships, yeah, that's kind of where my head
Well,
went.
and just to speak to that too, I think as part of what we have at the arena is a master plan. So, I mean, we do have the boards, we do have the wall and with the TVs. So part of it with Swartz Park, we're not really saying no to advertising, it's just we have to have a plan. So if
Well,
we're going to work on
remember-
the dog park, and I know like the soccer field will probably be next because I know other communities do it, but to do it just because on a first come, first served basis, I think we've seen, like, for example, we look at Cobb's Pond and Gander.
That's what I was just about to say to you.
There's
We've
an
seen that.
opportunity that I know if we go forward with the phase of Swartz Park, you know, we're going to have a splash pad here this summer. We're working on our own internal things, that if we want to have a master board and we could have platinum,
community
gold, silver
board, yeah.
sponsors, it's cleaner and it's easier for us because I know, like, if we go with a banner that someone wants to put on chain link fence, well, then who's responsible for the maintenance if it gets stolen or damaged? But if we had something that we own and you can still have your logo and your contact info or whatever you have there, but it kind of looks uniform and it matches, we'll say, the decor of the park. So we're saying no to this one, but it's more or less, there's going to be an opportunity, I think, for businesses to get involved here, but Swartz Park is not really ready, I don't think, for sponsors right now. But as we start to put things together, it'll look more appropriate with what we're planning on doing here over the next couple of summers.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Any further questions?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I'm just wondering about item number 2. It says the rec committee recommends allocating school grant money to support Elwood High School. Is this the grant money that's to each individual school?
Yes.
Budgetary.
Okay, so it'll all be combined and put into the Elwood.
No, this is just the Elwood,
This is just the Elwood.
just Elwood High School's
Okay.
grant.
Okay, I was just curious. Well,
I
that cleared
believe
up.
it's combined from numerous years though, right? Councillor
Yeah, it's
Fitzgerald? So-
for the last 3 years. Once again, I'd like to congratulate council. I appreciate your efforts in giving grant money to our kids. It's great, and now Elwood is going to allocate those funds for their sports field. They're going to try to anyway.
Okay.
Hopefully their active grant comes through at the same time, and they can clean up their sports field, so.
Yep, sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, so I will just add to that there, Councillor Fitzgerald, there's a substantial amount coming from the provincial government as well to support the project, so
Which is
much of it should be allowed to complete the project up there, should be exciting.
Yeah, I was just curious if it was all 3 schools
Yeah,
grants gone
it's
to
for
one
the-
school or.
It was just Elwood, it's
Just the
3
Elwood.
budgets, actually. Xavier, you last council, you passed the greenhouse
Yeah.
for their initiative, so that was out. And we're still working with another initiative with Xavier, and I do believe Elwood Elementary's got theirs money as well, the slides, so.
Yeah. All right, perfect.
Yeah, no, the schools have
And
availed of the
I
funding.
believe, Councillor Fitzgerald, I think, and Laura, you can correct me, I think it was the carryover, it came to upwards of $11,500 per school. So that's each school had over $11,000 that council has allocated. So it's substantial. We allowed them, but now this being the last year for this council, is that we kind of want to get this out the door. So this is great. It worked out great for Elwood High because now they got a good contribution to go towards getting this field upgraded.
Well, and both schools will use that as well. All three
Yeah.
is going to use that school, yeah.
And-
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to the point that we acted as a funding partner for this, may have helped get that active grant at the same time, so it's hats off to this council. I appreciate the work that you've done on budget time. I really do. Thank you.
And it is noted that the correspondence came back that the school has received a provincial grant.
I
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
correspondence are out there. That's because of the fiscal year coming in with the government, Mr.
Yeah.
Mayor. But I suspect there will be more a formal announcement coming fairly soon as well, and the exact specifics of that. But as Councillor Fitzgerald said too, I really shout out to the school administrators up there who really, the funding is always available like this, and we encourage people to take avail of it, and they've done an excellent job out there. So shout out to I know Vice Principal Cross, we've been in touch with several times, and the principal and some teachers. So kudos to them as well for getting us over the finish line.
And hats off to Councillor Fitzgerald, so leading the way to say here, a couple of weeks ago, I said, here, take this file, please, and see it through, and here we are.
We're here. It's great.
As a collective, we're here for community. Any further questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor, motion carried. Thank you. That concludes, we're gonna move that policy until next meeting, Councillor Fitzgerald.
Yep, no problem, sir.
Other than that, I'll just do a round table. Town clerk? No, I didn't think so. Councillor Freak?
I'll leave the sports to those fellas over there. And I'll leave the dog to you guys. I'll pass it on to you.
Councillor Hines?
Yeah, I'll just pass it on to the veterans at this stuff, so.
No, another great weekend for sports all around. There was, I actually went down to Sunday to watch the U15 tournament. The Red Wings couldn't pull it off, but shout out to all of them as well down there. Town manager's son was there, and then everyone else in our community. I know there's some basketball teams traveling and dart tournaments again the weekend, and everyone. So great to see everyone staying out, staying active. And I want to highlight as well, I'm sure you all heard the federal election was called on Sunday. I encourage everyone to be polite and kind when chatting about politics right now. It's a tumultuous time in our country, and I encourage everyone to make sure they're informed on their candidates when they're making their decisions, and happy voting and campaigning for everyone. So that's it for me, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you.
Sorry, and to reiterate, the most important thing you can do right now is vote.
There you go.
Thank you for the reminder there, David.
All right. Councillor Fitzgerald?
No, sir, nothing for me.
Deputy Mayor Jones?
Just one thing, I guess the Deer Lake Red Wings in town the weekend, so let's, if you can, go out and support. I just figure I'd back up Mr. Lang down there on that little thing.
Yeah, and if you can't tune in, you can listen to Mr.
Yeah,
Lang.
sorry there, Kerry. I forgot I'm all about Deer Lake again now this week. I don't have to worry about anybody else. So we're go Red Wings, go. You're right. Thank you.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Brett, or Councillor Langdon, you will be doing the AO live for anyone that,
No, I won't be. Actually, the herder has their own contract, so it'll be George Scott. I will be live streamed though, still.
and they're not going to have you
No,
as
it won't-
commentator?
Won't be me. It'll be George Scott from Grand Falls. So.
I don't know if I can watch it now.
I'm not watching it.
Oh, well, listen, I appreciate the support, but
Can I get that channel in Marystown? Is it capable of getting it?
you can get it. Yeah, it does cost $14, and
Okay.
and you're not allowed to bill it to the town.
Okay, perfect.
No, well, I'm pretty sure it'll be a packed house for sure and a good uptake, but I would recommend to Hockey NL that to have a special guest on, and that would be Councillor Langland, because you've done a great job commentating, so hats off to you. CAO Young, sir.
Yeah, I just want to remind the general public, we put out a notice on our social media this past Friday about an upcoming open house. We're partnering with the Department of Transportation Infrastructure, who are going to be in town here at the Deer Lake Motel to show some graphics and have a discussion about the replacement of the Tail Race Bridge in front of the powerhouse here along the stretch of Trans-Canada Highway. I know this is a much needed upgrade, and I know this council in particular, we've been to quite a few meetings and had ministers, premier and staff here. So this has been a long time coming, and this will be an information session. So I would encourage any resident who wants to come out to learn more. We'll be at the Deer Lake Motel from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Thursday, March 27th. There will be visuals. There'll be staff from the Department of Transportation Infrastructure there to answer your questions, because I know there is some points about the salmon fishing area and things, so they're prepared and have some graphics to show some plans they have for that. And just encourage everyone to come out and become aware of the information that they have.
All right, thank you. In closing, I just want to do, there's a large discussion, I guess, mainly for power increases. You've seen it come out about February. I did have the opportunity to meet with the vice president here at the town office with Newfoundland Power, myself and the town clerk. It's probably best that I leave comment to how I felt after the meeting, but they've put out a public post today and it's went through the PUB as well. I can't say that I'm convinced in the inaccuracy, but that's a still ongoing file, so I guess everyone's the best to stay tuned to that. And if anyone questions, I guess, why I would poke my nose into something that degree, it's ultimately for each resident, but as important is the town's power costs went up quite substantially, and it's we're not talking hundreds of dollars, we're talking quite a few $1,000s. So those conversations will continue. Annex update, I just wanted to, I'm sure everybody around the table is getting questioned on the opening of the annex. Seems to be the #1 question around town. We're almost there. Would we have liked to have been open sooner? Absolutely. Are we trying to make sure that everything is up to spec and on par for when we do open? 110%. There's been a lot of time and push put onto this project here in the later months. So I think it's safe to say that you will see an official update come out from the town sooner than later. And just one other thing, Councillor Freak had mentioned, there was a search in this community for 6 days straight with thousands of eyes of the whole community pitching in to look for a lost pup from Ontario. And everybody knows the outcome, and I couldn't be prouder of a community to step up to even find a furry friend when they go missing. And I think the most alarming thing in the last 7 years for myself sitting here is within 24 hours, social media finds a pet in town, right? And then this pet couldn't be found in cold temperatures, and it's by the grace of God, or whomever chooses to think of miracles or whichever, but this dog was found and ultimately came running to his previous owners in Ontario, and the voice call, I guess, really spotted him in, and it's just a happy ending in our community. It's something to be proud of, to see everybody stand up. As they say, it takes a village, so hats off to everybody. With that, I will reiterate, like Councillor Lang. Oh, you go ahead, Councillor Lang.
Yeah, sorry, Glenn just reminded me as well. Shout out to the fire department and Xavier for their charity hockey game they had. They raised over $1,000, right, Glenn? Was it for their breakfast program? So just shout out to them. I know we supported a bit from the town there, so I think I can start writing a list or something. But big shout out to them, our firemen and the Xavier team for that initiative.
Yeah, that's. I was one of one. You actually played in it, did you not? That's maybe at some point in the future, whether I'm sitting here or not, I'll get the strap on my skates and hopefully play with the younger team. I'll say, but what? Well, I'm sure I could keep me and the former chief will keep me on par to keep going on the bench. So anyway, all good stuff. It is now, and I'll just reiterate, like Councillor Langland said and the Deputy Mayor, go Red Wings go. look forward to seeing a packed house and see if we can go through a herder like before. It is now 8:03. I'll call for a mover to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Councillor Langdon. It is now 8:04 and this meeting is adjourned.